All right, everyone, welcome once again. Sounds like a radio show. I hope you had an amazing 2 days before, well, one day in between before this class. I'm going to go over the assignment that we did, and I will show you how to do it. I'm sure many of you submitted your assignment, which is remarkable, very remarkable. So thank you for sending in the assignment. Of course, there's no trophy, there's no first prize, there's no grading, but merely submitting your assignment was encouraging for me, and I'm sure you also learned a lot while doing the assignment. So um, it was a win-win for both of us. All right. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to show some of the work that was done. I'll show you what I think was wrong, what I think can be done better, and I'll also do it from scratch. And I'm sure some of you will be unpleasantly surprised by how easy it was. So this is here. If you listen to the emails that people send when they're sending their work, you realize what it feels like to be a lecturer. Somebody actually said my design looks like a typical case of what I ordered versus what I delivered. And I'm just like, really, you
What?
deserve to be on Twitter. I should post your work and see what I taught them versus what they sent me. But anyway, so I'm going to share my screen now,
Um,
and we will go over it. Okay, share screen. Some of you, is that your table? Don't worry. There's no rush in destiny. Maybe the last in this class, but maybe the first in life. All right, all right, all right. So,
motivational speaker
mhm.
vibes.
So just catch it. All right. So this is what someone sends, right? One of the first things that you'll notice from all of the principles of design that I taught you is the element of alignments, which is visibly missing. But of there was a this is a very good attempt actually at making it happen, because I can see the hierarchy. The hierarchy is very obvious. Principles of design is the biggest thing, right? And then it's all crap is next. And then you see up, I understand the principles of design, it's all crap. Then you read contrast, representation, alignment, and proximity. Okay. Now, another thing is this person actually designed this thing, which is remarkable. When I show you how to make that thing, you'll probably like be upset with yourself because you realize you didn't have to do this amount of stress. But doing this amount of stress is actually like kudos for actually trying a different way to make this happen. And the lesson there is there's more than one way to make something happen on Canva. So whatever you see, don't think of it's when you see something and you want to replicate it, right? There are many ways to replicate it. You can try different things, and either they all will work out, or one will be easier than the other, one will be faster than the other. But there is usually always more than one way to create something on Canva. Okay, so this is actually okay, except the alignment. And then if you notice here, you would see the spacing between contrasts. Now I'll tell you what you needed to do. I'll go over the assignment. When I go over it, I'll show you what would have been easy to do. Okay. So that is that. Now this person did a very great job. You would already notice that this person really got the background thing here. And for those of you who still don't know what it is, I will show you when I redo it. Okay. And I can see
I think
the.
this is me.
Oh, you think this is you? Nice. Well done. So you can see the alignments very, very well done. Obviously, this is in portrait, right? And I did it in the square, but you can see that it's the exact same design, right? And very well done. Thank you so much. Well done, well done, well done. Here we see the exact same thing. So this person eventually got what was used for the background, right? Um, but if you notice, in the one that I did, which looks more like this, you'll notice that the arrangement is a little different. Okay, so it's one thing to um, figure out what exactly was used. It's another thing to actually figure out how it was used. Okay, so for this person, you actually really needed to flip this image vertically, right? And then zoom out the image to create more yellow space like I have on my own design. Yeah. So in this case, which is like more like a landscape design, your design will look like this. Okay. And obviously, what you would have here is you can see the alignment isn't working out at all. And there's something that I don't know if I mentioned in the last class, but I want to mention here. As a rule of thumb, if you're a beginner designer, stick to this rule. Yeah. Let your text be within the margin. And I'll show you the margin, right? When you move your text, you see what these pink lines that are showing up. Now, when you see, what you can see here, please, I want you to let me know if you can see it and if you understand this. There's a pink box that appears, right?
Yeah,
Allow your
can see.
text to be inside
Yeah, I can
that
see.
box. Good, thank you so much. Allow your text to be inside that box. Don't put your text outside it. Okay. Why is it's going to help you have good enough space between your design and the edge of your canvas. Okay, so that your design is not like resting on the edge of the artboard or the edge of the design. Okay, so move it in a little, yeah, and you can move it in, yeah, basically. So, and then it's also going to help you with the alignments when you arrange everything in a particular order. Now, another thing that I'm going to show you based on based on how people did this work is your alignments. Now, let me show you how that works. So for this person, another mistake here is the background, right? Because so this is a gradient. And I'm going to show you from scratch when I'm going to redo it so that you don't have any doubts how it was done. This is a gradient, yeah? Now, you can see that the contrast is very poor here because it's difficult to see crap. Why? Because this gradient is using a black color. So you want to change this color here to something dark, to something brighter, so that crap can show on it. Remember when I said contrast is difference? If you want to have text on a background, have dark text on a bright background, or have bright text on a dark background. Okay, so in this case, the text is dark, the background should be bright. Even though there are two colors on the background color should still be bright. So you can have white and yellow playing around and then black on top of it, because black is going to show on top of yellow and white very visibly. Okay, so apart from aligning it properly, another thing is now you see, when I talk about alignment, sometimes alignment is not just in aligning the box itself, it's also aligning the elements in the box. Okay, so now look at this box. You can see here that it's center aligned, but it's difficult to center align something and keep it aligned with items that are left aligned. Now look at this. This document is also center aligned, right? This is also center aligned. Typically, if I expanded this, right, you can see that this is expanding. If you want to make it easier for you, what you should do is come here, change the alignment to left aligned. So whether you move this, make it bigger, make it smaller, it's not going to change the alignments. Okay, same thing for this. Once I come here and I click here, it's going to change the alignments to left align. If I click again, it will change it to justified. If I click again, it will take it to right. So I'm going to click again, it's going to take it to middle, and I have to click again to take it to left. Okay, so now I'm going to drag it and align it with these other elements. Can you see? So when it's in alignment, you will see that pink line pop up. Once it pops up, I know I don't need to move it around again. I'm going to drop it and leave it, and everything here is aligned. Okay, so as simple as alignment is one of the most important elements. Another thing here you'll notice is the scale should have been a little bigger, okay? Because principles of design was much bigger than the way it was on this design. So yeah, whoever this is, well done. Thank you for your efforts. I really hope you get better, and obviously take the suggestions that I've given. Okay, so very similar challenge here with the text here. So this is obviously center aligned when it should have been left aligned. Okay, so well done whoever this is. We will be done very soon with this assignment, going over this assignment. Now, this person actually did a very good job in terms of hierarchy. You can see principles of design as the biggest things. Contrast is sharp because you can see every text, even with the backgrounds. Okay. The only thing that this person didn't get was this element. I'm sure the person didn't know it was an image. Okay. And that's the point I was trying to make, that you can actually create stuff to look like something when you don't know what it is. Okay. So imagine that we didn't actually have that image. You would actually like have to create it. So yeah, well done, well done, well done, well done. The only other challenge here is that your elements, your text elements, even though they are very well left aligned, which is beautiful, and if you see what this person did here, right, it's going to be difficult to move it when, well, not difficult, but it won't be as convenient. Convenient in the sense that if this was left aligned, for example, so this is obviously left aligned, this is left aligned as well. When I say left aligned, I'm talking about here the alignment of the text in the box. Okay, don't misunderstand me, right? And here is also left aligned. So another thing that is going to make it so much easier for you, when you just select all of them by pressing shift and you click on each of them, you come to position and you see align elements. Okay, what you need to do is just click on left. Everything is going to align to the left. Once it has aligned to the left, this is another way of ensuring that all your elements are aligned without a shadow of a doubt. If you don't have the energy to look for that pink line, just use this. It's going to align everything to the left. But as long as everything in the box is also aligned to the left, it will be a straight line. So now all you need to do now is move this very gently. The only other challenge is that the texts were too far away from the edge. Okay, so this is like another extreme, but yeah, it's better than when it's too close. So well done whoever this is. Thank you, good job. I'll show you how I did. This is gradients. I'll show you when
Thank
I'm
you, David.
You're welcome. This person actually did an okay job. I don't want to flatter you if it's not really good. I don't want to lie. Okay, so when I say okay, I mean the instruction was to duplicate it completely. So it means you want to replicate every single thing verbatim, right? So if it's yellow, make the background yellow. If the text was dark, make the text dark. Okay. So the instruction wasn't clearly followed, but I mean, my aim is for you to actually do the work, get a hang of how Canva works. And I really think whatever you did, whoever this is, you have fulfilled my desire, which is actually get a hang of how Canva works. Okay. So simply, first suggestion is this background should have been yellow, the text should have been black. This was obviously supposed to be an image. Okay, Tracy, Alan, you have a question?
Hello, David. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
I would also love if you could show us how we could get the design template
Yeah, I'm going
directly
to
on
redo it. I'm
Canva.
going to redo it. Yeah, I just
No,
wanted to
no, that's not what I mean. You
okay.
you shared the link
Yeah,
of your design on Canva
yeah.
directly from Canva, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was difficult for me to access that through my own Canva app. It kept on taking me to the web page. So I don't know if it was possible to access that via Canva itself instead of having to create it all over again. I don't know
Oh,
if you
okay.
understand my
Yeah, I
question.
understand you. I could have sent it as a template that you can edit. Okay.
Yes, that was what I was asking.
Yes. I could have done that, but I sent it as a template for you to only view. I was on purpose so that you would not know what it was like and try to figure it out yourself. Okay. That
Okay,
was on purpose.
okay.
Yeah. So the idea was for you to actually get to the point where you want to think about how did he make this happen, and then it's going to move you to try different things and figure it out eventually. If you don't eventually figure it out, it's still fine. There's no problem at all, as long as you're able to move around in the app. That was my main goal for this assignment. Okay, so yeah, that was on purpose. All right, so I think I made another thing here. You see contrast. The contrast here is poor because of the text. So I mean, even if the text here was white, it would have actually worked, right? But the alignment is good, as you can see. Very, very good alignment. Here the contrast is actually good, even though you did not use the colors that I used, because you can see it's all crap. But here the contrast is poor, because you can see contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity could have had an either darker color or a brighter color, but this color blends too much with the color of the background. Okay, and then another thing here is that your text is too far away from design. So if you notice, you see, I understand and principles are closer to each other than principles of and design, which is different from what I did, right? So another thing is okay, so yeah, same thing here. The only challenge here is just the alignment, right? Everything should have been left aligned. Okay, this is obviously left aligned, but it's far away. It's off the tangent for this alignment. All right, so let me go over it on Canva so that we can see me do it like in real time. It's pretty easy to do. Oh, you know what? Because of all the corrections I've done and because of all the work that we have to do, I will just open up the template that I sent you, and I will just demystify the one that I did. Do you have any questions so far before I redo the assignment really quickly? Anyone has any questions? Anything you didn't understand? All right. Yeah, I can hear you.
Good evening.
Hi, good
When
evening.
I was trying to do the
Okay.
gradient,
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing was trying to match the color. Like, is
Okay.
there a way you can train your eyes to recognize what a particular color is? Because that had to be the hardest thing for me,
Okay.
getting the gradient color to be the particular color it was in your
Okay.
own template.
Okay. Okay. When we were working on the assignment, we were working on the classwork for today. I'm going to go over how to actually pick a color, how to figure out what a color is. Okay. Another thing that I'm also going to go over is how to duplicate a design like verbatim, right? So if you want to duplicate a design, what you do, I'm going to go over it when we are doing the main classwork for today. Okay, so let me go over this really quickly and remember this question. If I don't cover it, let me know so you can ask again. Okay, so this is the one that I did. It's loading. For those of you who try to recreate those triangles, it was an image, and I'll show you how I found the image. Okay, how many of you are like, oh my god, I really stressed out trying to get those triangles? I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks like. Yeah. Um, if you notice, all the elements are left aligned, right? This is one that I did. Let me. Okay. So this is what I used for the last class. So let me start from the beginning by deleting this image. So I'm going to come to photos, right? Because the background is actually an image. I'm going to come to photos. I'm going to click. Now, there's a way to search for images. The best way to search for images, it depends on, there are many ways. So the first time I did this work, I actually searched for design under images. That's how I found that image. But another way you can search for images is by some of the things that are on the image. So for example, the major color on that design is yellow. So if you search for yellow under photos, you will find this image. It just won't be up, up, up. It will be down. Well, it might be up, it might be down, wherever it is, but you're going to find it, right? So let's do it by searching for yellow, right? You can see. So when you search for yellow, under yellow, you'll find all the yellow images that we have here on Canva, okay? And you can just click on it and it's going to appear on your artboard, all right? Another way is to actually search for a keyword that is represented on the image, depending on the type of image that it is, okay? So if it's a wood background, just search for wood, and then all the images that are wood related will show up. If it's a fabric material color, you just need to search for fabric and all the fabric related backgrounds will show up, okay? So we're still trying to find this image by searching for yellow. Should show up. I just might have to go down, down. Funny, that image is also on Unsplash. So if you go online, search on Unsplash, search for yellow, that image will also pop up. You can copy it from the internet and paste it in here, whichever one you feel comfortable.
Actually, I found mine on raw pixel, I think. Yeah.
You found yours on Raw Pixel, yeah?
And I just, yes, and I just like, I checked yellow and I just kept checking. I didn't find it. So I now like typed black cube because it looked like a cube. So that
Okay.
was when I actually saw it.
Okay, so here's the image. So all you need to do is click and it's going to appear. Then obviously I'm pressing Alt on Mac and Option on Alt on Windows and Option on Mac so that it would spread, it will open in multiple, it will, as I'm stretching, it's going to stretch both up and down. That's what I'm trying to say. So simply flip vertically, so it will go from up to down. Next thing, I'm going to double click on this image so that I can move it around so that there'll be space on the left, okay? Which is exactly what I did here, right? So you can see that. What's the next thing? I understand the principles of design. Now, what font is this? This is Roboto. And why did I use Roboto? I used Roboto because Roboto has different widths, right? What I mean by width is, so there's some texts or there's some fonts that have their bold version, light version on Canva. The reason why those ones are good is because it's easy to vary them, okay? And then first, let me even find the effect that we used for design. I'm sure some people duplicated like design in 3 colors and then rearranged it to have the same effect that design as a text had. I mean, that's another way to do it. But the templates, there was a pre-made template here on Canva. So you just need to click on it. And I didn't tell you all of this on purpose because I really wanted you to go around Canva, look around, try to replicate it if possible, you know, but that was the aim, right? So I'm waiting for this to load so that I can find it and just import the text and change the words. If you have any questions, you can actually ask while I'm waiting for this to load.
So
Yeah.
please, this particular good evening.
Yeah, good
This
evening.
particular image,
this particular pyramid or so. So is it on the Canva you got this image? Because I came in late, so I don't know how you started it. Maybe this
Yes, I found
pyramid
the
you
image on
imported
Canva. No, I didn't import it. I found the
like
image on
on
Canva.
the element on
No,
the
not on the
element
element.
side.
Under photos, I searched yellow and I scrolled down, 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 down. I found this image.
Oh, okay. Because when I wanted to do the assignment, I started mine from scratch and I could not get this pyramid. So I had to use another type of pyramid
Yeah,
entirely from this.
yeah. I think I found your work, which is actually remarkable. So well done. But it was an image, and yeah. So well
Oh,
done, well done.
okay,
Thank you.
okay,
So this
okay.
is the template
Thank
I
you for
used.
that.
You're welcome. So all I need to do is change this to design and left align it because I want to be able to move everything together at the same time. Okay. And what I'm going to do is drag this to the left. And remember the margin. Keep your text almost always within that margin, right? Try your best to not let your text come out. Okay. So obviously design is too big. Well, it's not too big actually. It's just, I just need to reduce the size of this. So what I need to do is I need to resize this. So I need to double click the shape inside, enlarge it, and bring it down so that there's enough space. Okay, I'll take this to the left, drop this down. Aha, all right. So this is simply text. I'm sure it's pretty easy to use. So I used Roboto because it has bold and light. So what I did was I central aligned everything. I selected the first letter and I clicked bold and it boldened. If you click bold again, it's going to unbolden. Okay. So that's simply what I did. Now,
Excuse me.
okay.
Sorry, please, can I ask a question? Sorry.
Yeah.
Concerning that one that the contrast, the alignment, the proximity that you said you bolden, are you going to do it one by one, or is there a way to highlight the CRAP together and make it bold, or do we have to do it one by one?
Yeah, you have to do it one by one because
Okay.
yeah, I had to do one by one basically. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now this bit here is a gradient. Okay. How did I do it? So I feel like everyone understands this already, so I don't need to go over this. Okay, principles of design. This is probably the most difficult part for many people. So simple. Let me delete this and redo it. Imagine that I've done design up until this point. So I'm going to come to elements. I'm going to search. There are two ways. You can either actually just go to the section that says gradients, or you can just search gradients under the elements section. So I'm searching gradients now. And by searching gradients, many gradient patterns will appear. When I find the pattern that I'm looking for, all I need to do is import it and change the color, okay? So I'm trying to find the perfect one that looks exactly like what I used. Yeah, this is it, okay? So I just need to click on it. It's going to appear in my design. What I need to do now is drag this so it's as big as I need it to be. And then take it under this text, okay? Maybe I need to make it just a little bigger so it will cover more space. And then change the location, position, so to take it layers down. So I'm just going to come to position, backwards. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Next thing, I just need to change the color. All right. So I'm going to come here. change the color of this side, because the way it works is the color of this side here is going to change when I change this color, and then the color of this side is going to change when I change this color. So if you notice here, you can see this in where they wrote photo colors, right? Every time you import an image on your artboard, right, it's going to come with a set of colors that are embedded in that image. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that works now as we're designing actually. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to select this, change the color, use a darker color, right? Something that's just a little darker, but not too dark. Okay, a little darker, but not too dark. And then I'm going to change the one on the right. Okay, select something a little darker, but not too dark. Right, a little darker in the sense that it's darker than the background, but it's not dark enough that it can distract the text on top. Okay, and you can see that it has changed. Do you understand this? If you didn't understand it and you understand it now, please let me know.
Understand. Thank you.
No.
Nice. Cool. All right, so let's move into the main work of today. Any questions, any misunderstandings, any complexities, any lost, or please find me.
I have a
Yes,
question.
please. I
Hi,
have.
PBR.
Okay, please let's take the questions one by one. Okay.
Okay. I think it's because I joined late, but however, if
What happened?
maybe I can refer to something. How did you do this diagram?
Oh, it's an
The
image. I imported the
diagram.
image. It's an image.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an image. So in the image section, in the picture folder, all you need to do is search yellow, or you can search design, or you can search. Basically, the principle is any element that you're looking for, what you need to do is search for similar elements to that image under the photo section. Okay. So that's how you find images typically. But for this one, I search. If you search design, you'll find it. If you search yellow, you'll find it. There are other keywords that you can use, but that's what I use then. Yeah. Any other
Okay.
question?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, please, David. One more question.
Okay.
The after importing the image,
Yeah.
the yellow image with the thingy, how
Yeah.
did you? I know you have to zoom, but I
Yeah.
can't see how you zoom that. Basically, my network was like it wasn't fearing God, so I didn't
Okay.
get to see how you were able to
Oh,
make
okay.
like have
Okay.
enough space for the principles of design and all
Okay.
that.
So what I did was I double clicked on the image. When you double click on the image, it's going to kind of like show you inside the rectangle of the image. So let me show you. Can you see this? Can you see what's showing on the screen now? Sorry, hold on. I just double clicked right.
Yes, I can.
Exactly. So when you double click,
Oh,
yes. So that's
okay.
what I did. So that's what I adjusted. So I made it bigger and then I moved it around. So it's created more space here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
You're
David.
welcome. Any other question before we continue? I can't see the chat section, so it's better for you to speak up. If it's in chat section, I'm going to like go through it when I'm done.
David.
Okay.
I think
Madam
someone said she does
Balogun.
not understand where you use the grades.
She doesn't understand what?
Where you use the gradient. The person said it in the chat, but that she does not understand where you use the gradient for the it's a crab where you use the gradient. I think the person does not understand that aspect.
Okay, so it's simple. Under elements section, that's where I am, right? Search gradient or go to the gradient section. When you click on the gradient section, it's going to open up all the gradients that are available. Once you find it, you find the gradient that is suitable. In this case, this is the one that we needed. So I'll click on it. Once I click on the gradient, it's going to open up. All I need to do is drag it around to this position, right? And if it's on top, I'll need to change the position. So what do? I'll come to position, either send it backwards or forwards. So this time I will have sent it backwards, but now it's already at the back. Next thing, all I need to do is change the color of these things because I need it to blend with this background and not disturb the text on top, right? And I made mention of the fact that every photo you bring in comes with the colors on that image. So I want something darker than the background, but not dark enough to distract the text on top of it. So a deeper shade of yellow for the first side, and then I'm going to click another then deeper shade of yellow for the other side. That's simply how I did this. Do you understand now? Well, I hope you do, because I've gone over it twice already. So at this point,
Yes, I do. Thank you. Is there a shortcut for trying to figure out the font to use? Because I had a hard time trying to match my font with your font. And that was what
Okay.
gave me the most headache.
Okay, I'm going to go over fonts in this class, so I'll give you a good idea of what the fonts
Hi, dear.
how to find the fonts. Yeah, hi iPhone.
Hi, dear.
Hi iPhone.
Okay, so my question is, someone was asking, is it possible to do the CRAP on all the contrast, repetition, alignment, and property? Is it possible to highlight the CRAP or building the CRAP at
Together?
once?
No, you have to do them
No,
individually
you have
because
to
they're
do it
different
one by
lines.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's proceed. So now moving to colors really quickly, and then from colors I'll go to text, and then we'll go into logo design, and then we'll go into designing a banner for the logo that we've created, and then we will continue from there until you have a good idea of what it feels like to kind of like develop a brand-ish on Canva, okay? So let's go to, we stopped at colors, right? So this is where we stopped yesterday. I was going over the summary of the elements of design: contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. So contrast means making elements different. So it increases understanding. When you have a dark text, use bright backgrounds. When you have a bright text, use dark backgrounds. When you want to highlight something, make it different from the others by either making it bigger, making it smaller than every other one, or changing the color, making it darker or making it brighter. Okay. Repetition repeats visual elements to create strong unity, or you can create a pattern when you repeat elements. And when you have repetition, it's easy to create contrast by define the rule of repetition with one of those elements. So that element that has been defined is going to have a good contrast because you can see it outside the repetition of those elements. All right. Alignments, nothing should be placed arbitrary. Placement illustrates relationships. So everything should be related to one another. If you have many elements, text elements on your design, make sure that they are aligned together, either left aligned, right aligned, center aligned, depending on the purpose of the design that you're creating. All right. Lastly, proximity. So make sure that similar items are grouped together. Okay. If you have date, time, location, you group them together. If you have the name of the event, you group it together. If you have details of the event, you group details of the event, name of the event together, that type of thing. All right. So I think we're done with the basic principles. Now, this is just random advice. Don't reinvent the wheel. Okay. There is almost nothing you want to do that somebody has not done before in graphic design. It's not, like Solomon said, there's nothing new under the sun. Okay. So instead of trying so hard to create something brand new, find something online, copy it, and copy it very well, right? As a beginner designer, see, let me explain it to you this way. We don't have a lot of time, so I need to be very quick, right? Some of the biggest things that you would do, no, that's not the way I want to say it. Let me say it this way. For example, in music, right? Those of you that study music, when they're teaching you music, they'll first teach you do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. After teach you do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and the scales and the notes and all of that, then you start playing people's music. After playing people's music, before you start composing your own, right? It's kind of like the same thing with design. When they teach you the principles, they teach you the elements. Next thing you want to do is copy people's design, so you have a good sense of what good design looks like. Okay. This is going to change your life, I assure you. Learn it, do it for 1 week, 1 month. It will change. You would have a good idea of what good design looks like. So when you start designing, you will not easily deviate from the kind of things that your eyes have consistently seen. Okay. So, but if you are using that process to also do work, learn how to copy and just tweak it a bit, right? It will save you a lot of stress, honestly. That's why Canva did templates, because there's nothing you want to do that somebody has not done before. So just edit the template and make it nice. Change color, make it suitable to your desire. Okay. So when you don't have to create a new thing, don't bother. Okay. So let me explain color types, right? Primary colors, secondary colors. Now, Primary colors are blue, yellow, and red. They are primary because I don't know. There's no explanation for why they are primary. There is, but it's a deep thing that is not necessary at this point, right? So secondary colors are a mixture of two primary colors. When I say mixture, I mean in pigment form. So
Wait, sorry, green is not a primary color.
no, green is not.
Wow. My
Yeah,
whole
no, no, no.
childhood.
So no. There are two different. There are two. That's why I said in pigment form. I think in light, RGB are the primary colors, red, blue, and green. But in pigment, the primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Okay. So because it's something I can't even discuss here, but there are two ways that color is perceived: in pigment or in light. Okay, light in the sense that, for example, the screens, if you see any LED screen now, everything on the LED screen is RGB, red, blue, and green. So red, blue, and green forms all the colors that you see on like a LED screen. But in pigment form, I mean like poster color, actual color that you mix together. That's what I'm talking about when I say pigment form, right? So blue and yellow will give you green, yellow and red will give you orange, red and blue will give you purple. So those three colors that are a mixture of two primary colors are the secondary colors. Okay. Now, a tertiary color is a mixture of a primary color and a secondary color. So for example, we have primary color blue, we have secondary color green. Here, the color we have is called blue green. So it kind of looks like blue and green at the same time. Okay. Same thing we have here, a mixture of violet and blue. So we have like this deep violet, purple-ish, right? Same thing here. This is a mixture of red and orange. So it's like reddish orange, right? That is, or those are tertiary colors. A mixture of a primary and a secondary color will give you a tertiary color. Okay. Now, complementary colors are colors that are directly opposite to each other on the color wheel. So green is opposite red on the color wheel, they are complementary colors. Purple is opposite yellow, they are complementary colors. Green is opposite red, they are complementary colors. Blue is opposite orange, they are complementary colors. Okay, so typically complementary colors will go very well together in the design, right? Last thing, analogous colors. Analogous colors are colors that lie side by side on the color wheel. Okay, so like these four colors lie side by side on the color wheel. They have a similarity and they work very well when you are using design. So complementary colors and analogous colors are just a style of colors that you can use when you're working with design. Okay. If you don't know what colors to use for a design, just try to use maybe analogous colors because they will look very nice. Or you can try complementary colors and be gentle with it. Or you can try a monochromatic color. Right, I'll tell you about monochromatic color. Monochromatic colors are, let me show you in practice, okay, what monochromatic colors are. What we have here, right? I'll show you where we use monochrome in the design that we did, but let me continue here so that we just keep moving. Monochromatic colors are, let me show you here as well. If you come to your, for example, if I click on basic color relationships, all right, imagine how to change the color of this, right? I'm going to click on color, right? Now, you see what happens here? Where we have default colors. You see, from black to white, what you have is a monochrome. A monochrome means there is one. Okay, let me not go too deep. There's one color. There's a property of color that gives it the color that it has itself. I don't know if it's hue or chrome. It should be hue, right? There's one hue, right? That hue is the red, right? When you add black to that red, it becomes darker. When you add white to that red, it becomes brighter. So adding black is shading the color. Adding white is tinting the color. Okay, so what you have here, imagine that this is the color. As you add black, it increases to black. As you add white, it increases to white. That's exactly what monochrome looks like. So here we have a monochrome of purple. So like light, very, very light purple, semi-light purple, light purple, purple, dark purple, very dark purple, extra dark purple. You get the vibe of monochromatic colors. The same hue, but different intensities. Okay, so I explained complementary colors already. They are opposite each other on the color wheel. Split complementary colors are colors that are opposite each other. So one secondary color opposite two tertiary colors. That's how that works. Then double complementary is, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Two colors opposite each other on the color wheel, obviously one space in it, right? And then the triad is primary, secondary. Triad is basically three colors on the color wheel. So let me show you what a triad is. For example, these three colors, pop, green, orange, and purple, it's a triad because they are equidistant from each other on the color wheel. Okay, so when we have red, blue, and yellow, this it's a triad because they have equal distance between them. When I say equal distance, I mean like this is the main color, then we have space 1, 2, 3, next, 1, 2, 3, next, 1, 2, 3, next. So if I switch this on a bit, you would have 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, right? So that's what a triad is. So three colors that are equidistant on the color wheel, right? Many times they usually go together. Okay, now another way of categorizing colors is cool or passive colors versus warm or active colors. So typically, if you want to have a good contrast with color alone, right, ensure that you have a mixture of cool and warm colors, passive and active colors. So here you have warm active colors. You have like green, yellow, orange. All these colors are kind of bright. And then on this side, you have like these dark, gloomy colors, right? So you want to have a mix of both. You don't want to have only gloomy colors in your design, all right? You want to have a mix of active and passive colors, warm and cool colors, okay? So it has that fine balance. If you're going to have text on a background and both background and text are colored, ensure I don't know whose mic is on. Please help me turn off your mic. But I think your surname is Haruna. Please help me turn off the mic, your mic. Right? So use a dark and a bright color. Okay. Okay. Social media, yada yada yada. Share your design, yada yada yada. Get in touch. All right. So I think we're done with this presentation. Any questions so far based on all the things I just added? None. Good. All right. So first, I'm going to go into typography, right, and color basically. Now I've taught you like the theory of color, but I'm going to go into a little more of practice. Okay, so typography, let's say we're going into what did they call this thing? Sorry you guys, my mind just blanked out. All right, color psychology, right? Imagine that we want to create a logo. So let's start with this, right? We want to create a logo for a brand. Okay. Can someone give me the name of a brand that we want to create? A brand new brand. What's the name of the logo? What's the name of the company going to be?
Copy's Place.
Copy's Place, as in DJ Copy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's use let's search for logo. Now, like I said, there are templates for almost everything here on Canva. So obviously, once create a logo, I'm just going to search logo, click logo. It's going to open up many templates for me. Okay. Two ways. I either want to start with a template from Canva or I want to start afresh, right? Either ways is fine. If you go on Canva and you find a template that kind of depicts what you have in mind, and all you need to do is edit, maybe change the color, change the text, remove something, add something, and you find the logo that you're looking for, wonderful, go ahead. Okay. But if you don't find that, you want to start afresh, this is the way to go. Okay. So first you have to determine what kind of color am I going to use and why am I picking that color, right? So let's say the name of our brand is Copy's Place. Okay. Who knows now? Maybe DJ Copy will sponsor us when she sees our design. Thank you, Dara. So I'm going to first.
My God, yeah.
First, I'm going to type Copy's Place, right? Personally, when I'm designing, I typically usually design with black and white first before I add colors, right? Simply because I want to be sure that now, typically when you are using a brand or a logo, you you're not necessarily just designing like in color. Like, for example, where the logo will be used, it might not only be used on TV or on social media or printed in color. Sometimes it will be necessary for a medium where color is not available, like maybe a black and white printer. So imagine they were going to print your logo on a black and white printer and your logo doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like because there's no color. That's a problem. So I usually design in black and white so that it's going to have a good look when there's no color. And I'm not even going to add any shades of gray for the sake of using one color, because sometimes your logo might be used in a medium that does not even take color at all, right? So imagine they were going to engrave your logo, right? There's no way you want to use color when it comes to engraving your logo. So it's completely going to be based on what is etchable. So they typically just have to cut out something to form the shape of your logo. Okay, so that's pretty much one of the reasons why I usually design in black and white, first of all. Okay, so copies place, right? That's the name of the logo that we're doing. Copies place, is it a restaurant? Is it a bar? Is it a, what is it? Anybody?
No, I don't even know. Okay,
It's a
let's do
place.
restaurants.
Let's
A
just call it a
restaurant.
restaurant.
A restaurant.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do a restaurant called Copies Place, right? Um,
Restaurant doesn't
restaurant.
sound so rich. Let's say a tea place, a tea
Oh,
room.
okay. Because
Cafe bar.
copy is yeah, and she's rich. So let's say
Or maybe
Copies
a
Place,
latte bar.
a latte bar.
Latte joint.
Hmm.
Latte joint.
There are rich people in this group chat too. I've never even
Have
As
been
a
to a latte
gelato.
in, is
joint.
that one in Nigeria too?
Latte joint.
Yeah, it's something that
We
copy
can
can
bring
do
it to
now.
Nigeria.
All right, so let's do Copies Place. Yeah. Now, copy. Hey, Copies Place. Okay. Now, first, there are two questions we want to answer. The first question is, how do we know what font to use? How do we know what color to use? Okay, so I'm going to briefly go over font psychology and color psychology. Okay, there's a whole school of thought around font psychology and color psychology about how it's completely irrelevant and blah blah blah, but it's something that exists, and as a beginner designer you might just want to pay attention to it and figure out that maybe it doesn't work in the future, but right now let's try to use it. Okay, so like I said earlier, I'm taking you through a process of how I actually learned a lot of these things. I just went online, right? Color psychology. What do you want to know about color psychology? Just go on Google first of all. Color psychology. What does Google have to say, right? You're going to see a lot of things, and let's just go to images. Long story, I don't need to define color psychology to you. You have a good understanding of what it looks like. Okay, so let me just open up one image and let's have a good idea of what the color psychology thing is all about. Okay, I'm going to share this link with you so that you can make reference to it later on the group, and I'll also share some other links that I want you to go through in advance for our class on Friday. This is going to help you as a person if you want to use Canva very well. Okay, if you're taking this class just because it's free, I mean, you don't necessarily have to do that, so no wahala. Okay, so first of all, so all the colors have, let me open it in a new tab so that it's going to be very clear. There's another one that is very visible. It's called Color Emotion Guide. Okay, so I'm also going to open this in a new tab so that we can make reference to it as well. Okay, so first of all, I mean, because it's DJ copy, we already know the color to use, but me, just want to teach you this because of it's something that you want to learn. Okay, we know it's going to be pink because it's DJ copy, but then she might not want to impute her personal brand on her latte place brand. So let's have the conclusion on what to do. All right, so different colors, different emotions, right? Yellow, yellow, optimism, clarity, warmth, right? Orange, friendly, cheerful, confidence. Red is excitement, youthful, bold. Purple is creative, imaginative, wise. Sometimes it has a lot of royalty vibes as well. Trust is blue, defendable, strength, stability. Green is peaceful, growth, healthy, all those things. balance is neutral, balance, neutral, calm. So we have gray. Yeah. And you can see some of the brands that have all these colors. Yeah. Next, we can look through this. You can see red is like ambition, energy, confidence, bold, passion, Coca-Cola, Pinterest, Virgin. Now, the color is an expression of the brand personality. A brand has a personality. For example, Virgin Atlantic, there are many airlines, right? But Virgin Atlantic is going to use red because Virgin Atlantic is a very energetic brand, right? I mean, maybe their tickets are expensive or cheap, we don't care. But they are portraying a brand personality that is very exciting, extravagant, confident, ambitious because of the kind of things that they do. Okay, so the brand personality is going to determine the kind of color that they use. All right, so pink, sensitive, intuitive, love, care. This is like DJ Copy's personal brand. Feminine many times as well, right? I'm not being misogynistic, but it's just like psychological thing. Purple, fantasy, creativity, distinguished, modesty, deep. Also has, I said royalty here earlier. Black, strength, power, professional, accuracy. So you can go over this by yourself later on. But this is just to give you a very good idea of how the colors work. Okay. If we're going to pick a color for our brand, now let's assume, obviously, this brand is going to be targeting rich people, right? Let's also assume that the brand is going to want to have a vibe of exclusiveness. Okay, obviously for like the balling guys in society, not for the scraps, not for the smellers. Okay, so we want a color that kind of gives off that vibe. All right, so typically it will probably have nothing to do with red because that's not the vibe. Neither is it going to be pink. Maybe purple because you see it has this distinguished vibe, right? Black might also work because strength, professional. Blue might not work because blue is also very related to technology, right? Based on appearance. So we might want to do it with blue, or even navy blue, right? Because of that. Green is almost a no-no because we're not like trying to make you feel like we're healthy. Gray is actually a good color because it actually has a vibe that rich people resonate with. Timeless, practical, solid. Um, um, Apple is like gray, exclusive kind of colors. Yellow, optimism, not really. So we're stuck between somewhere around gray, black, purple. Now, this is not a rule that you must follow. Sometimes, if you want, it's completely dependent on the most obvious brand character that you want to portray. So if you're a company, if you have a brand that actually wants to target rich people, but you want to portray the fact that you are a very, very growth nature brand, feel free to use green. Okay. So it's a number of factors. All right. So, but for now, let's just say we're going to use gray for the purpose of, for the purpose of this design. All right. So I'm going to share this link with you guys so you can go through it. But I might not need to share the link with you. You know how I found it, right? I didn't dig it up from any place. Just go online, search color psychology. You'll find all the resources that you need. Okay. Next is we're going to our design. So at least we have a good idea of what color we're going to use. Okay. So we can actually keep it just the way it is. Maybe somewhere around here, one of these colors, right? Another thing is you want to also realize that many times it's not even so much about the color, right? It's about the logo itself because many times your logo would actually come in black and white formats. Your logo might need to blend with a background. Your logo might need to look a type of way depending on the type of background that it's on. Let me show you somebody's work from, I think, Cohort 2, so you have a good understanding of what I'm saying. Although it would still many times require sticking to the core color of the brand. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I'm rounding up now. I am waiting for this to load. So this was a logo designed by somebody in Cohort 2. I'm going to go and show you what I want to show you. Okay, while we wait for this, let me continue. Right, so we've gotten the color ish. I mean, we can change the color eventually, but I just want to teach you this. I feel like I'll eventually change the color, but just so you know this, okay? Next thing is, what kind of fonts should we use? So fonts are more mechanical in the sense that you have a good idea of the kind of font you would need to use, right? So let's search for font traits and attributes, okay? Font traits and attributes. All right, now let's search through images. There are blog posts and stuff that I will send to you that you can go through to give you a better understanding of what fonts are like, so you can learn more if you want to learn more. Okay, so I'm going to go over. Okay, so I think it's font traits. Let me go back to find that design. Hold on. Okay, so this is logo. Edit. So I'm going to show you what I'm explaining when I say that your logo might need to take different forms depending on the background, depending on the purpose that it's serving at the time. Okay. So let's do font traits. All right. So see font personalities. So I think that's the word, font personalities. Now you're going to see different types of fonts here, right? Please go over the links I'm going to send you on the group, right? Immediately we're done with font personalities, I'm going to end it so that we can continue from next class. So in the next class, we're going to finish designing the logo. We're going to use the logo we're going to create other collaterals for the brand, okay? Now, I'm going to show you also, I think this was done, let me just give you a good idea of the kind of things we're going to do. So this was done by one of the students in cohort 2. So this is logo of the brand, right? But you see, this is a black and red version. This is a red and black version of the exact same logo. This is a red and white version because it's on a black background. This is a white and red version because it's on a black background. This is a white and black version because it's on a red background. This is a black and white version because it's on a red background. This is an all black version. An all white version, of course, you can see it because the background is black. An all red version. So see it in practice, okay? So red, white text with red on the dark background. You can see the contrast is good because you can see the designs clearly and you can still see the background, okay? Look here, you can see the contrast at work again. Black text, red text on white background, right? Same thing here. Black text, red text on white background, right? So just minor like application of the logo, okay? So let me quickly go over this so that we have a very good idea before we end this for today, and then I'll take questions and we can close. I'm so sorry, it's past 10 already. I should be done by now. Now, font personalities, okay? So a serif font is classic, traditional, trustworthy, right? Typically you see serif fonts with things like maybe Zara, right? Some of these fashion brands that just want to be expensive for no reason and they'll just kill you their prices, right? These are the kind of fonts that they will use, okay, because they're classic, traditional, and trustworthy, right? Sans serif are more modern, minimal, and clean. So if you notice, the font I used for I understand the principles of before design, it's a sans serif font. So you can, the person that asked the question, trying to find the exact font I used. If you don't know the exact font, you can get a similar font, which can be obviously any of these fonts can replace themselves. So if it's a sans serif, you just need to find a sans serif, right? Next is slab serif. They're bold, quirky, and confident. They are, just bold. So let me show you. So this thing here, this thing that comes out here, this thing is the serif, okay? That's what makes it a serif. Here, sans serif means no serif. So you can see it's just simply plain. Here, slab serif means that the serif is there, but it's thick. Yeah. So there are samples of slab serif fonts that you can use. Another thing is on Canva, when you're designing, if you know the type of font you want to use and you don't know the exact one for the type of font, and here there are samples of the types of fonts. So if I want a decorative font, for example, I just type decorative on my, let me show you what I'm saying before I close that bit. So if I come here and I want to change the font, I'm just going to come to here. Maybe I want to search for handwriting fonts. I'll type handwriting. Okay, I'm going to come here and then type handwriting. So it's going to display all the handwriting fonts that are available, right? And I can just select anyone, right? That's exactly how it works. If it's a sans serif font I want, I'm just going to type sans serif and it's going to show me all the sans serif fonts that are available. Okay, so another way you can create contrast, so you can see now it's showing all the handwriting fonts. So I just need to click and it's going to change this font immediately, right? So obviously this doesn't appeal to the audience that we are looking at, so we're going to go into that next class. Let me just finish with this, right? So decorative fonts are usually stylized, distinctive, and dramatic. There are samples of them. Handwritten fonts are usually informal and artistic. Permanent marker, Patrick hand, Amatic SC, just another hand. Those are different types of fonts that you can use. Lastly, are script fonts. So script fonts are usually elegant and unique, right? They are all these kind of things I use for wedding, all these royal stuff, Bridgerton type things, right? So yeah, that's basically the font personalities by category. So you can also Google them. Well, you can, I'll send more resources if you want to learn more about font personalities, right? So obviously we're probably going to use maybe a script font because we are trying to appeal to rich guys, or a serif font, right? Because of the customer that we are trying to appeal to, right? You might still end up changing the color, but I'll see by next class. All right, any questions before we close and call it a day?
Hello, David.
Just to say
Hi.
that you are fantastic, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Can I
Thank
answer
you.
a question?
Yes, you can, please.
Okay. It would be great if you could show us probably in the next class or send materials on how we can easily find out what fonts were used on other designs that we liked.
Okay. Okay.
So,
There's a
for example,
website.
the fonts that you used. Yeah.
Okay. There are websites where you can figure out that thing. So, so let me show you quickly before we go. So what you just need to do, Google what font.
Yeah, I think there is a Chrome extension for it.
Yeah, there's even a Chrome extension. There are websites online that you can just upload an image with the font where it is,
Yeah,
and
for
it's
what
going to
font
detect.
particularly, there's a Chrome extension.
Yeah, so you can do that for on Chrome. If you're not using Chrome and using another browser, you can actually go on the website to search for it. Sorry, somebody's mic is on. Can you turn it off, please? And there's a lot of noise on your end. Okay, thank you. So this is where you can figure out what font was used in the design. All right. Any other question?
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question, but first I want to really appreciate your
Thank
efforts
you. You're welcome.
on this. It has really been eye-opening. Thank you so much.
Good. Thank God. All
And
right.
I want to ask: is there an option? Is there a way we could use a um an icon for the logo that you want to design, like an icon? Can we get an icon for it
Yes, you can get an icon.
that will
There are
depict
icons.
the brand?
Yes.
And
Yes, there are icons, and I'm going to go over different types of logos as well. I should have gone over it today, but we're out of time, so and I don't want to keep you here. There are icons. All you need to do is go into elements, right? And under elements, search for the type of icon that you're looking for, right? So if it's a house icon, just type house icon. It's going to show up. Okay, so if it's a house icon you want to use, you're probably going to find a free one. Click on it. You can change the color, you can change the shape, you can change the color basically, right? And fulfill the purpose for which you want it to fulfill. So yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, all right, that's clear. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Any other question?
Thank you so much, David. The class was
Thank you.
very explanatory.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, so I think we're done. So in the next class, we're going to continue from here. From the logo, we're going to finish designing the logo. Then we will design like social media assets, like banner and other things. I'll show you how to duplicate a design that exists online, right? I'll show you how to edit a template, and it won't look like the template that you designed that you changed it from before. I'll also show you how to gather inspiration from the internet, apply it in your design, and come up with something new entirely. Okay, so yeah, so that's it for this class. Thank you guys for coming.
It's Friday our last class though.
Yeah, Friday is the last class. Yeah, so I was also mentioning, I'll share a message on the group chat regarding that, and I'll share all the resources as well. Resources. Okay, so yeah, Friday is the last
Thank
class.
you.
Friday is the last class. Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, David.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
David.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you,
Bye, everyone.
David.
You're welcome. You're
Read Borrow for us.
welcome. All right,
Thank
later.
you all for letting us
All
borrow
right.
you.
No wahala.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.